101 on Sports here on Fox 2. I'm your host, Brooke Grimsley. This week, we are at St. Louis City SC's training facility as they get ready for postseason play. We're talking to center back Joakim Nilsson and to forward Samuel Adeniran as they get ready for postseason play, but we also reflect on this historic inaugural season for City SC. Joakim, thank you so much for joining me. I want to start at the very beginning for you. How does a Swedish player with Bundesliga experience end up here in the MLS in St. Louis with a team, a club starting from scratch from the very beginning, building a foundation?
Yeah, I mean that was the interesting part, and what really caught my eye and on this project, like a new club expansion team, which was really interesting. I would lie if I said that MLS was my where I wanted to go, like my last year of contract in Germany. But as soon as I heard with Lutz and Bradley what the project was about and the ownership and everything around it, I mean, I really I felt that this can be a big opportunity for me. Absolutely. So. I'm happy that I chose this destination.
And I heard that some fellow Swedish players with St. Louis connections here, Oscar Sundqvist and Alexander Steen, actually kind of helped convince you on St. Louis or sell you on St. Louis. So how did that meeting come about with those two St. Louis Blues players?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Lutz, I believe Lutz called both those guys and told them try to convince Joakim, which I mean, we had two good phone calls. I had a bunch of questions, obviously. I mean, moving across over the ocean, so. But that was good, like having two Swedish guys knowing, I mean, from the Swedish culture, how I can. Yeah, coming here, what to expect, what the issues will be, what's good about St. Louis and everything around it, and they just had good things to say about it, and therefore, yeah, I really, I mean, after those phone calls, it felt even more convinced. Yeah.
And what did they say about St. Louis when they were selling you on it?
First of all, that they love their sports here, no matter if it's hockey. I mean, we knew they love their soccer. I didn't know how much until I actually arrived here. But everything around it, how the people are so friendly, a bit more, very much more social than maybe us Scandinavians, in a good way. I mean, the restaurants and stuff outside of football, outside the soccer also. So they just had a bunch of good things to tell me about.
And you said that MLS wasn't exactly something that was on your radar at first. And so when you heard about what they were building here with City SC and what Lutz was building here specifically too, was that just what attracted you about coming here? And what did Lutz say to you specifically about what he was building here?
No, not only the soccer part was interesting, like the ownership being, like giving back to the community was a big part also. That felt even more interesting to kind of have a meaning of not just the soccer part, but try to give back to the community. But obviously, Lutz and the German connection, it was good. He know what it's all about in Germany, in the top leagues around the world, and I knew when Lutz was here that he's gonna. I mean, he's got contact all over the world, and he's got the experience. So that was really interesting. That he was the one in charge for that. So yeah.
And Lutz also recruiting you, but Roman Bürki as well, somebody that you face in Bundesliga. What was it like facing Roman Bürki?
It's better to have him with you on the same team than against you. A top goalkeeper. He's got the experience and a real leader. We've seen it throughout the season. He's been massive for us. So a fantastic player.
And now starting this season for you, obviously you dealt with a knee injury that had kept you out for over a year, essentially. What was that experience like for you, and how difficult was that time?
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, I came here August last year and thought that I could start playing with the City 2 team, getting some experience there and to get back. But then obviously that didn't work out, so I had to do 2 surgeries in November last year, and which was it was a little bit shocking at that moment. Hard to kind of understand that I would be out for, it was hard to say how many months, but at least 6 to 9 months. It ended up with 15 months, which was tough, obviously, because soccer is the one thing I really love to do. But I just had one goal, and that was to come back even stronger and to try to support my teammates in the right way, during that time.
And what was that recovery process like? And as you mentioned there, you want to be around your teammates. I know that you're still around. Was there things that you were doing behind the scenes to still help this team?
Yeah, I tried to contribute, even though I was not on the pitch. I mean, we have a bunch of meetings. We analyze the game. I try to help the team, especially from my position and my experience in that way. So I try to be part of the team, even though you feel like you're kind of always in the gym when they're outside playing, but at least I try. Yeah.
And I saw that João Klaus mentioned that you were actually a big help for him when he was going through his own injury recovery process. Did that help you guys also grow closer during that time period? And what was it like kind of going through your own rehab and then helping him through his recovery too?
Yeah, that was very important for me, because I was kind of just struggling. Like, it was like a roller coaster for me at that time when he got injured, up and down. The one day I felt better, the one I didn't. But when he came there, it was nice to finally have one body inside the gym to really push each other, even though we didn't do the same exercises and stuff. But we really saw that, Klaus was pushing himself. I had to do the same thing, and that we had those great vibes as well during our session. So it was, I would rather had him outside playing, but it was nice to have him there during that time to like I said, try to push each other.
And while you were watching and just waiting during your recovery, what did you see with this team? Obviously a historic run going on. What were you seeing as everything was just coming together?
Yeah, it's hard what to expect with a new team as we were in January when we all came here. But you could really tell the first couple of weeks, months, that this guys in this team has great qualities, and we had a fantastic start, and I'm not surprised in that way, because the way we really made it hard for the opponent, and we're still making it hard for the opponent to play against us, was fantastic to see in the first part of the season, especially. And we've been trying to keep it up.
And how did it feel for you finally making your first start of the season? And that was late August. What was that feeling, just finally being able to get out there?
No, it still gives me goosebumps about thinking about that, to finally, because I was in the stands seeing the city red lights and the stadium especially during nighttime or evening time. It's a fantastic stadium and a fantastic crowd out there, and to finally play in front of them was something different.
And how do you describe the fans? I know you're talking about the atmosphere there, but it's so special because this is the first season, and just looking around and seeing how the fans were really able to build up this atmosphere. Does that add and help you guys when you're competing at home?
Yeah, 100%. Before coming here, like I said, I didn't think that I had this kind of view that maybe the soccer part was, there are some fans, but when I actually came here and saw how they're addicted to soccer in this town, and to see how they really, they're there every time. Even now during training, they're there for us, and that gives us the extra strength and extra motivation during games to finally to fight for each other, and so they've been fantastic.
And you talked about the start of the season and how important that was. But now here we are at the end of the regular season at the top of the Western Conference. It seemed like not many outside of here, I'm talking about the national pundits, believed that you guys would be able to accomplish this in the inaugural season. But did you guys at the beginning of the season believe that this is something that you could have accomplished?
That gave us motivation, a big motivation that no one really believed in us. But we really believed in us. I mean, like I said, we started off fantastic, and we saw that, hey, we're a fantastic team. We can beat whoever we play against, and we're humble, but we have confidence, and I think we bring that towards the playoffs now also, and looking forward to that.
And the regular season is a beast in itself, but the postseason is a whole different animal. So have you guys talked about, or how do you guys believe that you will be able to maintain that success from the regular season going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I haven't experienced the playoffs myself because it's been different in Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been talking about it, how you have to really perform now. Now it's the time to really perform and close to you 100% as possible. And as I said, we're confident, and we're really looking forward to this opportunity. Yeah, then we will see on Sunday, but we are ready.
And it'll be a late game, so at least we know that. By the time this airs, we'll know who the opponent will be between San Jose and Sporting KC. But it'll be a late game, and you mentioned you have your kids here and your wife. So are they prepared for a late evening, staying up and watching Dad?
They will be there. I mean, they will take a nap during the middle of the day, but they will be there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
It was great talking to Nillson. Coming up after the break here on the 101 on Sports, we're going to talk to Samuel Adeniran as he gets ready for postseason play, and we talk about his journey this season with City SC. That's coming up next here on Fox 2. Welcome back to the 101 on Sports here on Fox 2. I'm your host, Brooke Grimsley. Now we're going to talk to St. Louis City SC forward Samuel Adeniran about becoming a breakout star for City SC this season. Sam, if I would have told you at the beginning of the season that in your inaugural season here with City SC that you guys would be finishing at the top, first place in the Western Conference, would you say, yeah, we totally knew that was coming?
First place, I would definitely say, yeah, it came as a surprise a little bit, but being at the top of the table, like closer towards the top of the table, would not have been a surprise. No, not for me.
And why is that?
Because we have the talent, we have the right principles, and we have just the right setup to be number one. So, I mean, why not? You have to go into a season like that. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can do it, especially when you have doubters. You have to believe that you can do it. So yeah, I mean, coming in, I would definitely say first place was, it's great. I mean, it's great to be in first place, but yeah, now we're focused on playoffs, so.
And you talked about the doubters. It seemed like while you guys may have known that you had something special working and cooking here, it seemed like some of the other national pundits didn't believe that way. Ranking you guys preseason rankings at the bottom or near the bottom.
Yeah.
Was that something that you guys used as motivation going into this year?
A little bit. I mean, yeah, we would look at it, definitely. We remembered it in the back of our minds, but I mean, just proving ourselves right. It's not really about proving other people wrong. So it's more so just about, knowing that you can do it, because people are always going to doubt you. People are always going to say that you can't do it. People are always going to tell you you're an expansion team. It's not possible. But, obviously we did prove them wrong, but we had that mentality in our minds that we were going to be number one. So. And
I remember you saying in an interview that you guys did have it up in the locker room. So is that something that you guys looked at and said, okay, we're going to prove you guys wrong this year?
Definitely. Yeah, it definitely did play a part. I would say that.
Is there a point at this season that you can point to specifically? And I'm sure there was so many magical moments in this historic season, but was there a moment that you guys knew, and maybe even yourself, that there was something special going on here?
Preseason. I mean, during preseason, seeing the guys that we had, seeing the talent that we had, it definitely, opened our eyes to the fact that we can actually do this. We can actually finish number one. And then I would say during the season, after those first 5 games, definitely. After those first 5 games, after getting the wins, breaking the record for most wins by an expansion team in the first 5 games, I think that definitely was the moment where we realized, wow, we could actually take this far.
Now let's talk about your journey with City SC this season. Early on, you were loaned to San Antonio, and then you were able to come back. And when you came back with a vengeance, really proving a lot. What was that experience like going to San Antonio? And was there things that you worked on and learned that you were able to implement when you came back?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. Obviously, having won with San Antonio the year before was like kind of going back home, and then obviously being from Houston, closer to my hometown. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I was comfortable there, but yeah, I always had playing in the MLS in the back of my mind. This is where I want to be. I want to be at the highest level, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I learned a lot of things from the staff there. Learned a lot of things about myself as well while I was playing there, and then I was just happy to come back and help the team. So
And when you came back, you made an immediate impact. What did that feel like for you?
felt great. Felt great. Yeah, it felt great to also prove some people wrong as well. It felt great to show people that you can be at this level and you can play at this level. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed that.
And how much have you enjoyed this playing style with City SC? On the opening drive, our show, we call it controlled chaos. It's very high pressure. How much have you enjoyed playing in this system?
Man, it's been great. It's been great to it's been great to put teams under pressure, and it's been great to see teams kind of like break under the pressure that we put them under. So I mean, yeah, it's a hard style to play. It's a hard style to maintain, but definitely it's been enjoyable.
And then the fans here are another factor. Obviously, you guys have played fantastic at home over at City Park. How much have the fans been a factor into the success this season?
Big factor, big factor. I would say it's a 50-50 type of thing. We bring the work 50%, and they bring the noise, and they bring the fire behind us. So I mean, yeah, it's been great to have them with us. Even in games where we're away, I mean, when we played against SKC in SKC, I mean, it was kind of like a home game for us, and so I mean, it's been great to have that type of fan base behind you.
How do you describe the atmosphere in City Park?
Man, it is crazy. It's loud. It's loud. You can't even hear yourself think sometimes. But yeah, that just goes to show the type of fans that we have. They're standing up the whole game. They're screaming the whole game, whether we're winning or whether we're losing, whether we're tied. It doesn't matter. They're the vibe that they bring is amazing. And I enjoy playing in front of them.
We're not done talking to St. Louis City SC forward Samuel Adeniran. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk more about St. Louis City SC as they get ready for postseason play. That's coming up here on the 101 on Sports on Fox 2. Welcome back to the 101 on Sports here on Fox 2. I'm your host, Brooke Grimsley. We go back to our interview now with St. Louis City SC forward Samuel Adeniran as they get ready for the playoffs coming up here soon. Well, as we mentioned, it's been a historic regular season for you guys. And the regular season is one thing. That's a beast in itself. But the postseason is a whole different animal.
That's true.
How do you guys maintain the success that you've had during the regular season into the postseason play?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change anything. I mean, one thing I've learned over the years of playing is you have to treat every game like a playoff game, because if you don't, when you get to the playoffs, you're going to be surprised and it'll be too late. So, you have to treat every game like a playoff game. And I believe that's what we've done from the beginning of the season up until now. And so I think that's what's prepared us to be number one and to play in the playoffs.
And how much has head coach Bradley Carnell helped you guys with the mentality this season and then going into the playoffs?
A lot. The whole staff has helped us, from not even just the coaching staff, from our chefs, to our equipment managers, from every aspect, to even JG and Cash, helping us with media and everything. I mean, everyone has been on their toes and been ready. So, I mean, they've all prepared us to be where we are.
And by the time that this airs, we will know who you guys will be playing against. But can you give us a scouting report? And you've faced both teams with Sporting KC and with the San Jose Earthquakes. Give us a scouting report for both of those.
Man, both teams are very good teams. It doesn't really matter when MLS playoffs come around. It doesn't really matter where a team finished, because anything can happen. I've been in teams where you had I think you were second seed or third seed, and you played against like a sixth or fifth seed, thinking that you were going to win, and then you get in, and then it's an upset. So it doesn't really matter what team that you're playing. You have to be on your toes and ready, because any team can upset any team in this league. So I mean, obviously San Jose has a great attacking lineup, SKC as well, great attacking lineup, and just overall good teams, so we obviously have to be ready. We have to respect our opponent, but at the end of the day, we know what we bring. So
it seems like some fans are rooting for Sporting KC because there's been a little bit of a budding rivalry going there. Is that nice already to have kind of a rivalry established?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good for TV, I guess. But yeah, I mean, no, we look at every team kind of like a rivalry game. We want to beat every single team that we play. And so whether we get SKC, whether we get San Jose, we're just trying to be, focused and ready to go out there and win.
I've been liking to do this thing called Quick Hits, where I get to know some of the players a little bit more about you personally. I think the fans enjoy that as well. So outside of playing soccer, what else do you like to do?
Yeah, I have a clothing line, Vaps Dynasty Clothing, as you know. And then, yeah, other than that, other than my clothing line and soccer, I don't really do much. I'm kind of a chill guy. I mean, I like to go out, have fun with my roommate AZL Jackson. I like to hang out with some of my teammates. But other than that, I'm a pretty chill guy. I like to read sometimes, watch movies, simple things, So yeah, other than my clothing line and obviously my job and hanging out with family, of course, those are the main things that I do. So I'm a pretty chill guy.
And you have to be the best dressed man on the team, right?
I would say so. I hope all the other fans and the polls say that as well. But yeah.
Who's close? Okay, then who's a close second behind you? Other than your roommate. Because obviously he's wearing your clothing, so that doesn't count necessarily.
Yeah, other than AZ and me, I would say Akil Watts is up there. JB, John Bell, he's up there as well. Edu Loven. Edu's very well dressed as well. I would say that. And then who else? I like Blom and Jabulo Blom. He's very good as well. So yeah. I mean, overall, I think a lot of the guys on the team have some nice outfits. Nico has some special outfits.
Special? What does that mean?
Some special outfits. I've seen Nico. There was one time he came in with the big red boots. That were trending.
Yes, yeah, the ones that look like they would be in a cartoon.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by when I say he has some special outfits. But yeah, Nico, great guy, great teammate. So yeah, he's definitely had some nice fits as well. So overall, everyone's had their fair share of nice outfits. So.
And final question for you: you mentioned that you're from Houston, but what have you learned and started to love about St. Louis?
Man. The people. I like the people in St. Louis, definitely. I like the people. I like our fans, and obviously that is the people. And then, yeah, other than that, I would say it's kind of like everyone in St. Louis knows each other. And it's weird because it's a big city. And it's like you would think that people wouldn't know each other because there's so many people, but it's like everybody knows each other. So I mean, that's also, it kind of reminds me of like a family type of city, even though it's such a big city. So I mean, I really like that. I really enjoy that. And then overall, just the certain things that you can do in St. Louis. Like for example, I've been to the art museum, I've been to the zoo, and it's just great things to do, with your teammates, with your family, and with your friends. So I mean, overall, I love how family oriented St. Louis feels. So.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
It was great talking to Adeniran and Nillson, and hopefully City SC can continue their historic run. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday for another episode of the 101 on Sports here on Fox 2.